Hey everybody, Bill in Virginia, welcome back. So this episode, still doing more work on the curved trestle for my O-scale layout. I got quite a bit done on Sunday evening, and then now it's Monday evening. So after work, I've been out in the garage already for about an hour and a half and putting bracing on this trestle. Still got a lot more to go, but the basic shape is there, and I'm going to be able to take it and just kind of flip it over and see how it looks in its right up position. And then I'm going to turn it around because I've still got to add a lot of the bracing on the back side of this. But that's a decent sized trestle. So here's what it looks like in its right up position. The bridge decking looks good. Kind of come under here, see the supports. You'll see some of the bracing. What I found as I was building this is that my end piece here and these two pieces, while everything lines up fairly decent on the horizontal, these are bigger timbers, poles than on these. So it actually sticks out a little ways, so I've got some angles in my bracing. It's okay. That's kind of how it is. Same thing over on this side. The rest of it on the inside curve looks pretty good. And you kind of go face on, everything is level. Once I get all of the rest of the bracing put in, adding some of the cross bracing and get it all painted up, it should look pretty good. But right now I'm quite happy with that. It's sitting level and true, and that should be a fun one for the trains to go over once I get it farther along. So I'm hoping by the end of this episode it will be in place, it will be painted, and the only thing I've got to do is weather it a little bit. Making a little bit more progress on Monday night. I am about ready to wrap it up. So I've been doing more of the bracing. And the reason I haven't gotten this side as far along is I'm out of the right size of balsa. So it's either a trip to one of the hobby stores that's still around here, like Hobby Lobby, and see if they've got any, or I'll cobble something together. It's all going to be painted anyway, so if I can find something that's close, I can finish up those interior pieces, and I've got plenty of stuff for the exterior yet, so I'm in good shape on that. But right, I'm going, I think Tuesday night or Wednesday night, I will have the trestle built and probably painted, and then I will turn my attention to getting the spot cut for it and put it in place. But anyway, that's it for tonight, and next clip will be later. Making progress. This is now later Tuesday evening. I've been out here for about an hour after work. I got some of the internal bracing cut to size. I had some pieces that were the same width, just a little bit well, actually, I should say same thickness. The width was a little longer, and I cut those down and got that put in. So now I've been working on the exterior of the trestle, putting the cross bracing in place. And I'll have this side done yet this evening easily, and I'll start on the back side. So this is the side that faces out from the layout. So this will be the side that is visible as you're looking at the layout, kind of the inside of the curve. This side's looking really good. It doesn't have quite as many kinks as the other side. So I lucked out, I think, just the way that I placed the uprights. I was figuring I would try to focus on this side of the trestle. But it's looking nice. So once I get it painted, I think it's going to look good. You can see my interior bracing. Got that on all of the different levels. This cross bracing gluing in. And yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. I will probably get, excuse me, I was talking a lot today. I will probably get the trestle construction done tonight, or close to it. And then tomorrow after work, I will cut out, which is behind that box, the road bed, and I can start to get this put into place. Another thing today, even though I won't show it yet in this clip, is I got one of my engines I bought off eBay. So it's the Casey Jones, another 10-wheeler, and yes, it was unpowered, but a really nice looking locomotive. So I have reached out to my favorite hobby shop back in Cedar Falls, Iowa, Caboose Stop Hobbies, to see if they have a motorizing kit for this engine. I'm thinking they did. When I was there a few weeks back, I thought I saw one, but I figured I didn't need it because I already had this engine and it was working. Now that I got the other, I'm hoping that I was correct in what I saw, and that they've got it, and then I can pick it up and I can make myself another engine, but that'll be later. So anyway, next video of this should have this trestle pretty much done for a construction standpoint. All right, the outward facing side of the bridge is done. I think it looks pretty good. So all of my cross ribbing, again, the interior supports. Once I paint this up, it should look pretty decent. So I'm going to start working on the back side and again, do the cross bracing and wrap this up for the build. Yeah, I'm liking how this is turning out. I'm hoping with the paint and then weathering, that looks pretty good, but still Tuesday night. I'm going to try to get the backside done, and then tomorrow I will get it fitted and put into place and see if I can run some trains on it. All right, bridge is done. This is the inside curve of the bridge. So this piece will be up against scenery, more or less. Adding all of the cross bracing in there makes it look a lot better than it did originally. You still see the little bit of a bump out here where I'm going from narrower pillars to thicker pillars. What I'm going to do to make that a little bit more realistic is when I've set the scenery in later on, I'm going to get some dowels. In fact, I got a bunch of dowels. I'm going to make it look like this is a replacement part of the bridge over here, like this might have been the original. So I'll have some cut dowels sticking out of the ground near where these are. Make it look like this was replaced at some point. But turned out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. Inside, the supports, I've seen that in a couple of photos. What I'm thinking about doing is looking at some photos and seeing if I need to add a little bit of detail along the edge, like a small strip of wood, just kind of cut up into small squares, just kind of go around. If I see enough photos that have that kind of a detail, I will add that. Then what I will do is tomorrow, I will get some painter's tape that I got in the cabinets over there behind the end scale and behind the HO, which means I got to move all the layouts a little bit to get to it. I'll come in and I will cover the rails, and then everything gets spray painted. I will use the camo brown that I had used on the end scale bridges, at least as my base coat. That'll cover everything up and get it nice and uniform. And I'll come back in with some grays, little bits of black, and just kind of start to give it some highlights. Then after that is all dry, I will come back in with chalks and chalk everything up. By that point in time, that paint will take chalks really well, and I'll be able to get this bridge looking like it's been there for a while anyway. So this project has been fun. Once I figured out that deck for the tracks, everything else has kind of come into place pretty quickly. So I'm pleased with that. Next snippet should show this bridge painted, and potentially I might even have it put in place, because that's another project that will happen tomorrow on Wednesday. More to come. Well, I have everything masked off. I am taking my lunch break, grabbing a quick sandwich, and I'm going to see if I can get this painted. Temperatures are not going to be very warm today, but the sun is shining, so I'm going to take advantage of that for a few minutes and at least get the first coat on and see how it looks. Painting is done and looks pretty good. That camo brown is flat. It soaks in to the balsa a little bit. I can still see a little bit of grain, little bits of subtle variation on the color of this. Once I weather it, it should look pretty good. This side, same thing. Looks good. I'm happy with how that turned out. And that was just taking it outside and not soaking it, but giving it multiple passes, different directions, different angles, right side up, upside down, sideways, in between the bents and the braces, just to make sure that everything got covered pretty well. The top I did not paint. I was actually going to just cover the rail, but I decided to cover the entire deck for two reasons. One is that on the exterior of the ties running along here, I am going to put some boards around that. And then two, I got thinking, if I'm going to put in guardrails, I want to have those be able to glue to the plastic direct, not try to glue through the paint. It worked on the N scale layout, but I'm not going to take a chance with those heavier rails on the O scale. I want them to be able to bite directly onto the plastic with the super glue. So I will do the top later, probably after I get everything put into place. I can go back in and I can hand paint those just to make it look good. But the next step will be to cut the support and set this bridge in place and see how it looks. That I'll do tonight after work. Well, I have the sub-road bed cut out for where that bridge is going to go. Have a couple of pieces of 1-inch pink foam board. Those are just sitting down there because I'm not exactly sure where that bridge is going to fall as far as height-wise. It should be close. Figure if nothing else, I can remove one piece or I can poke some holes on it to let the timbers set into the ground slightly until I can get it hooked up. But next piece, bridge is going to be in place, I hope. So while I would like to take credit for perfect planning, I can't. I knew I was going to be close, but the distance on the pink foam board and the top of the trestle, it was perfect. I have to make no adjustments. The bridge is in place. It is rock solid, or O-scale rock solid. And I'm going to take the tape off and I'm going to run some trains. But you can get an idea of how this is going to look. A deep area for a gorge going through. On this side of the layout, there'll be other bridge or two down on that long straight section. A lot of towering cliffs going up in that area, and then that ON30 will be above it. So this turned out pretty well. I'm going to continue to do a little bit more on it. I can get this area completely set in place, and I can get the guardrails put in. So that's going to be the next piece, I think. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm happy. That bridge has turned out really well. Fits into that spot very well, just like I had envisioned it would. So next things I'm going to do will be to do a little bit more work onto the deck. But the bridge project is pretty much wrapped up for this one. So next time we'll see what other mischief I can get in on the O scale and soon to be ON30 layout. Keep having fun on your layouts. Until next time.